RESA TV presents in 3, 2, 1, Dateline Schools with your host, Terry Harrington.
This week in Dateline Schools, we're taking a look at homelessness here in St. Clair County, as this is National Hunger and Homeless Awareness Week, dedicated throughout the country. And to tell us all about it, my special guest is the Homeless Youth Program Coordinator here at St. Clair County RESA, Laura McDowell. And Laura, here in Michigan, how do we define homelessness?
Well, under the McKinney-Vento Act federal definition, any child who lacks a fixed, regular, and adequate nighttime residence is considered homeless. And those are families that are doubled up for financial reasons or economic hardship. They could be in a motel, they could be in a shelter, because all of those locations are temporary.
Now, how do you find these kids? Obviously, you don't go driving the streets looking for them. So how do you get connected with these 600 kids you've worked with every year?
Most of them are referrals from the school districts. They identify the children when they're enrolling in school, or if a family approaches a counselor or teacher at that school, the referrals come to me. Sometimes the referrals come from the local shelters or other service agencies.
Are the schools required to report to you if they know of a child is homeless or maybe staying over at grandparents' house because they don't have their own housing?
Yes, they are required by the Michigan Department of Ed to report those homeless students to me.
Explain to us what the McKinney-Vento Act is and what kind of some of the services that they allow you to provide for these kids.
The McKinney-Vento Act states that all children have a right to a free public education, and they work with some points such as enrollment, transportation, and success for these homeless children. Enrollment, at the time of enrollment, if a family is homeless, they don't need the documents that a non-homeless student would be able to have to produce at enrollment time. So they don't need birth certificate, residency, immunizations. And when a student is homeless and they're enrolled in a school, they are allowed to participate that next day or the day after. Transportation to school is very important for a homeless child or youth, so that they're able to stay in their school for the entire school year. And success, we look at success as working with children at the school level with tutoring or counseling and or after shelters with our program, which we provide tutors in the local shelters after school.
And one thing you mentioned about transportation, you try to keep the students in their home school as much as possible, don't you?
Yes, we do. We look at if it's reasonable and if it's feasible, depending on the age of the student, the grade, and where their home school is or their school of origin would be. Yes, we do our best to try to keep them in their school of origin.
We'll be back with more tomorrow. For Dateline Schools, I'm Terry Harrington.